All right, welcome in, everybody. Good to see y'all. Hope you had a great weekend. I've almost got my taxes done. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm like on the cusp. And then I was like, man, I'm gonna get to e-file them and I'll be done with them. No. I gotta print them and send them in. Why? Because we're not sure when the IRS will update one stinking form. What form is that? Something about one of my adoption credits. And that is a good thing about adoption, y'all. You get these like wonderful credits. I got these huge credits for adoption. But if the IRS doesn't update their form, then I have to print all 700 pages of my, and I bought a full ream of paper, 10 reams of paper over the weekend because I was like, it's just going to take me forever to print out my tax return. Because I got businesses, we got Delaware corporations, K1s, 3 or 4 different partnerships. Remember, I deleted my farm though because of the stupid state of Georgia. I didn't even put my farm on there this time. Well, I did, and then took it off, and it's like didn't make a difference at all in my taxes. So I was like, well, what's the purpose of me having a farm if it's not going to help me on my taxes? It's just complicated. So I'm almost finished with that. And then, can you believe that I went to the gym this morning? What time? You want to know what time I was in the gym? 5:30. So I left at my house at 5:06 and I got to the gym at 5:30. And I called my friend up. He's been wanting me to come for like 2 years now. And I called him at 5:30 and I said, hey man, what are you doing? He said, I'm fixing to hit the treadmill. And I said, okay, I'm here, baby. And he like, I thought he was going to faint. And I was impressed with myself too, because, for me not to be a workout person, I did. Now, don't laugh at my speed, okay? Don't remember, I had a car accident. I don't have good balance, so I got to go real slow. So I got up to like 3 miles an hour on the treadmill. I was so proud of myself. Or maybe it was 2.6. But anyway, I did it for, y'all ready for this? On the treadmill for 30 minutes. I thought, I just had to brag about it a little bit. And then he got me on the elliptical machine. And we were going to do 20 on that. I did 10 on that. That thing was, that was where I had my little knee out. And then he said, what are you going to do now? So we went to the circuit room, and that was kind of fun. So, and he got on the floor, did all his stuff. And he's like, can you get off the floor if you get down there? I said, let me tell you something, pal. If I get on that floor, I'm standing on that floor. So I didn't do the floor exercise. But maybe after a while, right? I mean, journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. So anyway, hey, the markets are really down today. What's going on? There was my number 203. What's going on? Why are the markets so jittery? I'll tell you why it's so jittery, because we are in a, say it with me, bear market. So we're down 2.06 today. On the E-minis, we're down 2.24% in the NASDAQ, and we're clearly in a bear market. How long will this bear market going to last? We don't know, but we're in a bear market. Now, I don't know if we're technically at the whatever, what do they say a bear market is? It's a blah, blah, blah. But we're in a bear market. Okay. We're below the opening 15-minute range. We're below VWAP. We're below the hourly mid. AD is very, very, very weak. Look at this. Here's the overnight low. Here's some pivot points. It's going down low. And we are now testing in NASDAQ the overnight low. Here's the overnight high. Sorry. Here's the overnight low. So, things just going down. So let's see what our crystal ball says. A little volume profile. Oh, I'm so glad Rick's here. I got a question to ask Rick. Rick. Rick, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, it'd help if I record this. No, I'm recording. Okay. Hey, Rick. So over the summer or the fall or winter sometime this year, we're going to have 5-day per week SPX expirations. How cool is that? What does that do to you and your Rick trade? What are you planning on doing, or have you even thought about it?
Yeah, I have thought about it. I mean, right now, until I see how the Monday, Wednesday, the everyday expiration, I'm just going to keep the Monday, Wednesday, Friday idea. So I'm not going to, since things have been so up and down lately, I've really changed it over instead of a 2 to 3 day to basically a 1 day. So I sell on Tuesday for Wednesday, and I sell on Thursday for Friday. And I don't do anything over the weekend because I don't know what's going to happen over the weekend. So, but anyway, I'm not gonna change it personally, Bobby. But
Okay,
that's just my thoughts.
sure. Now, are you still going around the 5 Delta with the
No,
one
no,
day
no,
out?
no, no. No, basically, what my deltas basically have been 2 to 3, since there's so much volatility. I mean, you can get a decent credit, even at a 3 delta, as far as I'm concerned.
And what kind of
I'm not
credit are
doing
you getting? What kind of credit are you getting now?
so. Basically, my goal is 35 cents
Mhm.
for a 20 wide. So that's what I normally get with a 3, sometimes a 2 delta.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, because I mean the Rick trade's always been good, so I put one in. Of course, we know the market's going to tank when that's
Of course, of
and
course.
every time that I ever put one in, right? I mean, you can just bank on it. I mean, it's like the market's going to crash anytime Bobby does a Rick trade. It just
Well,
does.
it's last week. I put one on in the afternoon, and that night is when Russia fired on the nuclear uh, reactor. I'm thinking, oh, great, perfect timing, perfect timing. But I came
Well,
out okay.
well, let me ask you this though. I bet you haven't. I bet you still haven't had to roll out many times, have you?
No, I have not. I rolled out once about 2 weeks ago, but uh, because my strike was breached, but then it popped back up, and I rolled out for 2 days later, and it came out okay. So all the times I've rolled, I probably rolled 5 times in
Mhm.
all over the past year, and every time except one, I would have been okay if I just kept it open.
Isn't that crazy? And you've been doing it now for what? Like it's been a little over a year, probably now, right? With the Rick trade.
It has. You turned me on to it about a year ago, January. So that's
Mhm,
when I
mhm.
started.
And you don't have to tell us if you don't want to. Rick. How many contracts are you doing with the Rick trade? Do you mind telling us?
Oh no, I don't mind. I'm doing about 35, between 30 and 35.
You're doing 35 contracts?
Yes, sir. So basically what I do,
I love it.
I've got like 6 accounts I'm managing at the same time. So
Oh, that's awesome.
on one of them I do 3, on one of them I do 4, one of them I do 15. So it just depends on the size. I try to keep it within I try to keep it within 30 to 40% of my total net lick
How
currently.
cool is that
Now,
though? Mhm.
now there's one of them I'm doing strictly AIM right now on one of those accounts, so I'm not doing any options on that one yet.
Okay. And how's the AIM account doing?
Well, I'm sucky right now for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. But
but that's what
that's a long term
absolutely
play though. So
it is, and that's my plan. I'm going to go all the way AIM and not touch it.
that's awesome. Yeah, and as we've, when we all first started together with these accounts, we were just throwing trades on every day. We are doing everything. We are doing stocks. We are doing everything. And everybody kind of finds their little groove. What you're comfortable with. But you've done really great with the Rick trade. It's been really, really good. And so I threw that in. In my IRA, I don't have any futures permissions or anything. So I thought, well, that'd be a fun little thing maybe that I could throw into the IRA account. So we'll check on that in a little bit. And what I did, uh, wisely or not wisely, is I basically said in this period of high volatility. Now, keep in mind, Joe, you got to keep in mind when volatility goes up, what do most people do? They'll run, right? We're not. Are you kidding? I'm not selling anything, and so that's you got to be kind of the contrarian and go in and for the most part. Now there were a couple of times maybe that you took off or that you didn't do a weekend or something, but overall you've been really really consistent, haven't you?
Yeah, I try to, so during what I would call normal time, so last year, yeah, I would do 3 a week, no problem whatsoever. Uh, Ever since, a couple of months ago, I've already done it down to 2 per week, and last week I only did 1, because I'm just not sure. I mean, the good thing about this high volatility is the fact that if you do, even if you do a 5 delta, I mean, you're 200 points away from the current price. That is insane. Um, but anyway, simply because what kind of what's going on at home, and the way things are right now, I've narrowed it down to 1 a week right now.
Yeah, that's great. Rick, just curious, have you watched any of the recent Karen the Super Trader videos?
No, sir, I have not.
Okay, you might. It's kind of cool to check it out, right? So Karen had a interview. If you just go Karen the Super Trader on YouTube, I can't remember the guy's name. Maybe one of y'all watched it, but Karen's back, and she had a really, really good interview with this one guy who apparently, just from me, listening to it, was one of the investors in her hedge fund. And it was kind of cool that he was like, "Hey, I was in, and you never lost money, even though you may have been charging fees or whatever, and blah blah blah. We know the issues that Karen had, but she never lost money for her investors, which I thought was kind of cool. So Karen now, she can't even be a CPA anymore. She cannot be a CPA. She cannot trade for anyone else. Blah blah blah. But so what she's doing now is she's doing 50 point wide spreads in SPX. And I think what she's doing is she's saying, hey, now it's kind of cool, right? So she used to be 56 days. Now she's doing those on Wednesday to Wednesday. So she's putting them on only on Wednesday. And the cool thing about Karen now is, she's doing so many things with her charities and all, that she's only who would have ever thought this, right? Karen's only trading like 1 day a week, and she's putting on 50 point wide spreads in SPX. And she says she doesn't look at it. She's not even looking at the market until the following Wednesday. So Wednesday's apparently the day that she's putting it on. But it's just kind of cool to watch. And she's also, I would encourage you to watch that, and I would encourage you to watch the one that she does with Dan Sheridan. She does one with Dan Sheridan as well. It's not as good of an interview, but I think she goes into a little bit more of what she's doing. It's just kind of cool, right? I mean, because what she's doing really is kind of similar to the Rick trade. She's doing 7 days, but I think she was doing 1 or 2 days. Yeah, she definitely was. I remember in one of her interviews, she was doing, putting them on Monday, taking them off or letting them expire on Wednesday. So she's been doing a lot of that. So just kind of cool to see. So let's take a really quick look at the market, and then we'll talk about what I did with the Rick trade. And you're going, God, I bet it must be hurting today, right? I mean, E-mini's down 2%. Bobby's selling premium in the SPX. It's probably getting clobbered. So we'll check at that. And we'll see what's happening. All right. So where are we? Well, we're over bought for the fair value. Let's draw our little butt right here, fair value below. Now, we are never surprised to see us go back to point of control volume profile, but with the predominant thing here being overbought, wouldn't surprise us at all to see some type of little fill in on these little gaps right down here as we approach now coming back into the fair value zone. Now, the cool thing is, and we'll always see this, all these little green lines that we draw often serve as areas of support and resistance. It's really cool. I mean, you'll see it constantly how, we draw these things, and it's constant how it's really surprising how often that it works to serve as support and resistance. So we'll see if this area of support holds for any length of time. See if we bounce back up or we go back down. What's the market going to do? Well, if it doesn't go up, it's going to go down. We have no idea. We're just kind of reading the tea leaves, looking at what we got. All right, so let's go to NASDAQ, see what our little NASDAQ friends are doing today. And NASDAQ is fairly priced. So NASDAQ is fairly priced. It is in its fair value zone. Oh, unbelievable. What they bought. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go back to this. Just totally messed it up. Let's go back to auto. What did you do? Run. Oh, let's see if I can get back to it. Yes, I can. Let's go back to E-minis. Anyway, we saw enough what we saw. It's fairly priced. Now let's see if we go back, see if my chart's messed up. Don't be messed up this time. There we go. So this is clearly in the fair value zone, the butt zone, so to speak. And hey, Rick, you don't have as much time as you thought you were going to have in retirement either, do you? I'm curious.
You are correct. I thought I would, but I'm not yet.
Y'all, it is incredible. I'm the band booster. If I don't get fired tomorrow, there's a chance I may get booted from that based on some of my opinions. But I got a band booster meeting tomorrow. I'm the treasurer. I got all the, I have to do all the accounts and blah, blah, blah. It's just, and then I got my tax. I mean, it just never is. It's just, but it's fun, right? Life is fun. So we're in the fair value zone here. So we're not as bearish on NASDAQ as we were on the EBs. All right. So let's go now to our little skew driver. And I keep thinking one of y'all is going to fix this thing and going to give us some more strikes here, but I hadn't heard of it yet. So we don't have one. So what we got here? 28 days or 32.
I increased mine, Bobby. Right now, I'm showing 167.
Oh, really? The skew driver's 160. I need to do that. That's good. Then. Let's put that in there. We'll put 167. Unbelievable. Look at that. I gotta move those strikes down. Do that 3,722. 167. Wow, look at this, y'all. This is what wars and rumors of wars do, huh? Wow. I mean, that's just incredible. So we know this will normalize. We just don't know when. And it can stay out here or go up here for a long period of time, but we do expect. So if you're doing something like this probably gives you more of a case to be able to do longer term options than shorter term, but who knows? We know that we'll normalize. We just don't know when. Ken, how you doing with your whatever your predictive nature of your thing? What's the status of that? Ken might be dealing with mama right now. Maybe we'll hear from Ken a little bit.
No, Ken is fumbling around looking for the unmute button.
Okay. Hey, Ken.
Yeah, Stanislav, almost all my projects are on a complete halt right now.
Because of your eyes, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
Okay.
see.
Gotcha.
I can see if I put my nose right up to the screen, I can see enough to manage what trades I have. I'm not very active right now
Okay.
until I got some, I have to wait a while before I get my surgery.
Okay.
So,
Well, we still pray for you and everything turns out good on that, for sure.
yep.
All right. Let's go to our monitor tab and let's see how I really wanted to see. So, down 14,000 of the year. I mean, this is, for a long-term hold. I mean, you sit there and go, well, that's terrible, Bob. But I don't know about y'all, but I have entirely a ton of peace about it. I really do. Let's look at all the accounts, see how things are holding up today. The ones that we've got here together. See how these are doing. 38.40 on the day. Anything looking good at all? Look at there. My ES trades. I've only got 10 of my long calls left of my Black Swan hedge. 12.50 on a 2% day. Well, it's not a crash, but still, those have not picked up pretty good. Still the leading trade that we got is the 111 trade, which is doing really good. And then, we got our SPX trade. Now, interestingly enough, this is at what, 50% profit, right? So I did this one at, let's see the strikes here. Strikey. We did the 41.30, 41.50, and I collected $1 on that one. So I was, perfectly willing to take $1 there. Listen to that. So we could, you start getting scared. Oh, we could close it now for 47%. It keeps going down. It's 45%. Oh, now it's back to 50. I just don't want to watch it that much. Let's just look at it over here before we put it. See what we would do. We've got the Rickster in here, so we'll get his opinion on what to do. But probably at this point, just let it keep going. It was at 95% profit a while ago. Rick, would you have closed it at 95% profit? Was that something that I should have done? Maybe.
I probably would have, knowing the climate.
With the climate that we're in. So let's see where our strikes are. So we did 20 wide. We collected $1 for that. It's currently now, these expire today, right? So we've got a 6% probability of being in the money. So it's still a 6 delta. 41.
No, if they expire today, just let them expire for sure.
Yeah,
I mean 6 delta.
Yeah, that's a 6 delta. Here we are at 42.29. That short strike is at 41.50. It looks safe to me. And again, what Rick would do, let's go through the Rick trade one more time, make sure that we understand how, he's got more experience with it than any of us. You would not roll this until that strike is tested, correct?
Yes, sir. I would wait till the 41.50 is tested, then I'd roll.
Yeah. So even with a humongous 2.32% down move, that thing's still at a 6 delta. And keep in mind, we were routinely doing these things when we, for what, 25, 30, 35 cents, and I was able to get $1. And in my opinion, it's still, big safe. So, so we'll see. We'll see how that kind of pans out. Any questions about the Rick trade for anybody that's kind of new with us? I guess the only person that's new with us is Ed, who's been hanging out a little bit with us recently. But Ed, you got any questions on the Rick trade? It's a defined risk trade, right? And Rick's been putting them on 3 times a week, and he's only had to roll them about 5 times over a year. So it's been just a great trade, even in these perilous times. So the cool thing is, now with volatility so high, you're able to get way farther out of the money. And I got a little greedy, and I said, well, instead of collecting 40 cents or 50 cents or quarter, let's go for $1. And I was real comfortable with where I put that on. Joe, you got a question or comment on the Rick trade at all? 35 of those. That is really cool. Hey, Rick, what kind of do you kind of know off the top of your head what your return was last year? How'd you do?
Yeah, I made like, I increased my accounts like 70%, 75% last year. Now I was also doing I did some MES trades last year, did some 111 trades last year. So It wasn't simply the Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
But it was certainly the big meatball of what you were doing, though, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That was where I made my most money.
Yeah, that's great. And so, is it going to be a big thing of this, IRA that I have? No, because I think I've only got a buying power to maybe do 1 or 2 of those. So it's not going to be a big contributor, but it's kind of a cool thing to have on, all things considered. Now let's see what else we got going on. Let's show our little groupies here. So there's the BSH after harvest. And that's not fair to say, hey, it's down 412.50 because we know we've already harvested the short put component of that. It's just, but you would think, right, that these things would pop up a little more than what they're doing. 165th is up $10 altogether. Let's go here. TQQ covered calls. TQQ. Oh, here, I must not have those in my little thing yet because I do know I wrote them on Friday. Well, I say I did. Let's see. Well, I say I did. Do I not have any covered calls at TQQQ? Oh, we rolled those when we were all together. Yeah, there we go. How come it's not showing up? Covered calls. There they are. So that was a good idea, right? Covered call. Let's see. Yeah, $1.72 that we did those on. Now those are at 54. So, and that's what I really love about this. When you're holding these positions and your intention is to hold these long term, convert them into a little bit of cash by selling these calls. I love that. Just love it. Let's go back over here. Even though we may be taking a bath on the day or the week or the year to date, I'm still perfectly comfortable with everything. The bonds, is that right? They're only down this much on the day, and they're up. Or my 2,282 shares of the bonds are up that much on the year. Huh, I had no idea. Now let's go back up and start at the top. So we got 111. We got a 112 in place. That's just hanging in there, but plenty of time on that. 53 days. 11166 is up $5. How many days we got on that? 53. There. 11167. 111. 111 second. Should that be a 112? Let me rename that. That's a 112 second. That's what I thought. Little house cleaning. Yep, apply that. The bonds. So that's 719. So they're in different accounts. TQQ Empire. That's the one that we knew was going to be really, 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 really volatile. VIX hedge. I've been a little disappointed in my VIX hedge, of course. But of course, you got to keep in mind, I got to remind myself often, hey, why isn't this thing popping up more than $7? There's an 80 cent. Well, it's because it's not a crash. It's just not a crash. I mean, we're just gliding down in a bear market. And that's not what the VIX hedge is for. It's really not. We're just kind of in a bear market. We're just kind of going down. Oh, here's my covered calls. Yeah. So smart move again. Those, we've not had to roll any of those at a loss yet. So let's move to group. Let me add a group until I separate it. I see what you did to me. The bonds, that's in the Roth IRA account. My UPRO Empire down $220 in that little bitty account. That's a $3,000 account. The bonds here in the IRA account. I think those were doing that well. Apparently they are. Bonds doing good. UPRO Empire is not doing well, right? But we know that's part of the volatility that comes with the strategy. And what are we doing? Well, we're selling. We've got 1,031. Y'all in real estate used to do 1031 tax deferred exchanges. You'll know that 1031 very good. So that allows us to sell 10 covered calls, which is a great little thing to do because look at this. We're up 71% on those, up 1150 on the day. So we're up about $910 on those. Good. TMF covered calls. Now remember, don't sell too many calls on your covered calls. Why did I sell one? I have a bunch of shares of the bonds. I have 2,282 shares. I could sell what, 22 covered calls? Yeah, I could sell 22 covered calls and be, but you don't do it. And the reason you don't do it is because in this particular strategy, the TML is crash protection. So if you were to limit your upside in the event of a huge crash, then you could have real serious problems. So unless, you've got all your black swan hedges going, but I kind of like this because it's not, I don't have to focus so much on the hedges. I just kind of let it run, which is really cool. All right, so our Rick trade, how's it doing now? We'll see how it goes through the end of the day. All right, so that's that. So really the only other thing that I need to do is to add me my little 111 trade. And I don't have my other tasty open. So let's see if I can build one here. Build it, Bob. If you build it, they will come. Matt, did you watch y'all watching 90 Day Fiance last night? Yeah, I could not. Beth said, we got to go to bed. I said, I cannot go to bed. I finished 90 Day Fiance last night. Oh, it was so good. And it's like, do people not realize body language? I mean, if you got a chick that, you think, oh man, she loves me, and that body language is such that she don't love you. I'm like, what are these people? They just don't know what's happening. All right, so let's do a 111 or a 112. Let's see where all we got started. So I think we could build it here. We've been putting them on here. And so we've also had the market to drop against us. Why does that change? Oh, 53. Here we go, 53. Let's see where we can kind of build this at. The 111. Rick, I'll bet if you're doing the Rick trade with the 111, I bet that's a pretty cool combination you got there. We went to this strike. Hold your control key down. Hold that one, sell that one. Sell, that's 1175. So we got to move them down a little bit. Let me look at our strikes here. What do we got? Everything's in tens. So we want to pay $10 for this. So let's go down some. So we'll go 39.90 to 39.70. We're doing
Bobby, I think I got it at 39.10.
39.10 and 39.60. Look at there. That must have been a while ago. Look at there. That thing's already popping up, isn't it? So let me move it down a little bit, but that's good to give me that. Let's see. So we'll go 39.40. Help me with my math, which would be 38.90. Right, that's 10.75. Let's keep on. Y'all see how much easier it is to build these in Tastyworks? 39.30, 38. Jeez Louise. Keep on going, Bob. We're gonna move this thing down. 39.30. Beth, what are you doing in here? I'm, doing a little trading, huh? Trying to get you milk money for the babies. What? Did you call me an idiot? No respect. Look at this, Matt. You must put this on a long time ago. I could feel way out now. 38.50. There we go. So $10 there, 9.75 there. All right, we'll hold this down, and then did you do yours as a 112 or 111, man?
I didn't do one. I was just looking at Tasty.
Oh, I got you. Look at this, y'all. How far you can go down. I mean, I don't think there's unless y'all see something I don't see. I just don't think I need to do a 112. I mean, look how far I'm going out. Oh, come back. Come back. You little joker. Here we go. 53. I mean, I can go all the way to the, make sure I'm right here, 53. That must be 112s there. I mean, look, I'm almost at my 112s already. So we'll get this one at about 20. Yeah, we could double up on that one, couldn't we? Sell it for 21, 25. Look how far away we are. Unbelievable. I mean, that's a 32.80. Not saying we can't get there. We certainly could. But that's a 111. So let's see. Yeah, we're probably not gonna get filled there. 1150. 11 $364. So buying power. There we go. So let's go put that one in. So that will be 66, 67th. Can y'all believe this is gonna be the 68th one of these that we've done. Let me put this in its little covered call thing first. Move to covered calls. I think we said this was going to be 111 68th. So this is our 68th of these without a loser. That I don't think I like. Now y'all remember, I got to the point that I was about to have to roll them because they were going to be losers. And danged if the market didn't behave, and I didn't have to do that. But it kind of made me a little wary of taking them into the final week. So I'd probably look at managing them, doing something around that 21 days. I think that's what Tasty Trade says. Probably a good idea to kind of start managing our 111s, around that time. All right, so we got our 111 in. And again, I'm not doing anything. I'm not looking at Lacello. I'm not looking at AIM. I'm not doing anything on my little UPRO and TMF and my TQs until when. I'm doing it on March. Let's find the calendar day so y'all can set your calendar for when we're doing it. Here we go. We're going to do it on April 1st, April Fool's Day. So on that Friday, that's going to be a big day because on that Friday, I'm going to do a full quarterly rebalance on that day. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. All right. So the intention is that I'm going to let my RIC trade expire today. And I anticipate, even though Rick's doing them on Tuesday for Wednesday now, and the great thing is you can do that because you got all this, nice volatility. What is our fix at? I intend, unless I change my mind or if I go to sleep, take a nap and forget. Look at this, y'all. I mean, the VIX is at 34. Unbelievable. So my plan today is to go in and do another one at the end of the day. And what a great day to put on a RIC trade, right? Because why? The market is down. I mean, that's you just can't get any better than that. So let's see what we could figure out here. I don't mind going a little bit closer. Let's see what we could do here. So let's just build one. We'll start at 40, 40, 40, 20s, and then we'll move from there. 40, 20. So look at that. There you go. Bingo, bingo. There it is at $1. So that's, we'll see what it looks like at the end of the day. But I probably call me a fat, greedy pig. Well, you can't call me a fat, greedy pig based on, the net lick for this year. But I'll probably go out and collect me $1. So when you do that, that gives you a huge probability of profit on that. The probabilities are way, way, way in your favor. And you can get way on down there. But it's not for everybody. Everybody can't stomach the risk. Maybe I have too much of a tolerance for risk. The good thing is, I think if you see how Rick did it, I mean, he just did it. It worked out really, really good. Are there any questions at all today? This has been good. Hey, Stacy's here too. Awesome. Stacy and Matt, Dwayne, Ken, and Drew, the whole gang. Joe, everybody's doing good. All right, any questions at all? Any comments? All right, good. So it's good to catch up with Rick on the Rick trade. So we will call this update on the Rick trade today. Awesome. Y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all tomorrow.